Hey everybody, it's Ms. Loud again, and we are on lesson 6, debugging. So let's look at what they're asking us to do. It says debug this program. Try this. Notice the slider at the bottom of the screen. Currently the speed is set to turtle. Yeah, because it's slow. This slows down the running of your program so you can watch each step. If you flip the code from back to block to text mode, um, you can see it's highlighting as it runs. So, form a visualizer, cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and run this at this speed. And you can see it's got like a thing here where it's running through is like stops on line 2 because it's looking for a variable called green since it's not in quotes. So that's our first problem. So what we need to do is put this into quotes. Since it wasn't in quotes, it was looking for a variable called green. So let's go ahead and try it again. The fix for this is to put it into quotes. It's all good now. Go ahead and hit finish and you're done. So debug this program. Is that the only instructions for us? Yes, it is. So we can see here that blue has not been declared as a variable yet. So we could, that's why it's important to note, it probably needs to be in quotes, just like green did. So, and these little symbols over here, right? Let me undo that quote. These little symbols over here, right, tell you something's wrong on this line. And in this case, it's just not an enclosed string. This string, this quote is missing. Now, if we run this program, so we can see the first line, the second line, the third line, the fourth line, and the fifth line. All right, that's it. Hit finish and you're done. All right, so we have, says run this program to see how it works. Debug the program so the smiley face does not go off screen. All right, so run this. Ooh, okay, so it goes way off to the side here. And we won't be able to mouse over it to have it move again. So since there's no obvious errors, this is what's called a logic error. So there's the background color. I'm going to make a comment in here. Comments are generally a best practice. So I almost always want you to make comments. There will be an exception, but again, I'll let you know when that is. So I'm going to say here, screen width. I happen to know it's 320. So to have it jump all the way to 400 means it's beyond like where we could see it. So see how it says X 0 to 400? It can jump all the way out to 400. Then screen height. I believe the screen height is, let's go to design. And screen height's like 450. Yep, 450. We'll go back here and mention that it's 450. So that's an important thing, right? So let's go back to design. Let's click on this circle here, smiley. Smiley has a height of 200 and a width of 200. So let's put that in our code. So we'll click here, and then smiley is 200 by 200. Okay, so its current position is where? It's at X60 and Y135. So it probably is right here at the left point, the registering of the left point. Okay, so the maximum, we're going to actually need it have be for the whole width. Okay, so we're going to want to have the smiley entirely enclosed within the screen. So we're going to want this thing, this edge, to line up with this edge. And because it's so big, that's going to make our 0 to whatever be a lot smaller because this is 200 pixels in width. So we want to basically make this number 320 minus, oops, sorry, 320 minus 200. Now we can do the math ourselves, or we can let JavaScript do it for us. So let's see here. Our height is 450, so we can say 450 minus the height of the element, which is 200. Let's go ahead and run, and we'll scroll over. So you can see it now stays within the screen. And see here, it even goes against the edge. It doesn't go past it. Okay, hit finish, and you're done. Okay, so here we have this music player. It says don't put on event blocks inside of other on event blocks. You almost never want to. And that's true because what happens is this code gets encapsulated in the larger on event function. So if we look at this here, this little item here, you can almost see. So if I put my cursor right next to that little curly brace, you can see that that curly brace closes here on line 27. And you don't want that. You would want to have your on event buttons elsewhere. So let's see here. Do you notice something weird the second time the music is playing back? Debug the program to fix the issue you found. All right, so let's just run this first. I know that it's a problem. Okay, it read that pretty quickly. So if I click on this item, okay, so now I've clicked on this item. I've gotten my other buttons showing up. Set property, down button, hidden, false. Okay, so these guys are all being shown now. And this is hide the controls. Then this is play the music. So I'll play the music. And I can hit stop. Okay, so if I click on this button, when I click on it twice, I get two of these guys playing at the same time, and it's annoying. At least it stops it with just one click. A lot of times, if you have more than one sound event happening or more than one sound playing, even if it's from the same file, then it's usually takes more than one click of that stop button to stop all of them from playing. For one thing, let's see here, hit the up button, then play the music, then stop the music, and hide the controls. Okay, hide the controls. Let's see if we can hide the controls. Okay, so it does hide the controls. These are hidden, but they're still on the page. So let's try, first off, stop the music. I'm going to Command X. I'm going to put this outside of that initial on event listener. Command V. I'm going to take the play the music and do the same thing. I'm just going to highlight that, Command X, and Command V. Let's grab all of these guys, Command X, and we'll just put them all outside the initial on event listener. Command V. Because even though these are in their own little functions, this down button should still be accessible to the programming just because it's there, but it's hidden rather than not even being on the page. So let's try this. Reset and run. Okay, if I click this, then my buttons show up. Good. If I click this, actually, let's click this first. Okay, so it's still doing the double play, right? And if I click on this guy, it hides the other buttons. So that's good. What we could do, there's a couple of things that we could do. We could hide the play button once it started playing, and that would prevent people from being able to click on it again. I think the easiest thing to do would be once the music button starts, we can then turn around and say play button. So here's my set property for play button hidden true. Command C. The easiest thing is just going to be to hide that button so people can't um, double click it. So let's try that. So we'll do run and we'll do this. So only the stop button is available. That's one way to do that. We could, I mean, we got a big old hole now. We could move the stop button over to where it was, where the play button was. But this is, I think, is probably good enough for now. Um, I'll hit finish, and we're done. Give these a try based off of what we just learned in the previous lessons. And so lessons level 7 is a assessment level, so I'm not going to go there and give you the answer. All right, if you have any questions, let me know and happy coding everyone.